Hi, you guys. If you don't already know me, my name is Jen or Jennifer of SuperChic Lacquer, and I'm going to be sharing with you something that maybe is going to blow your mind. After being an indie nail polish creator for nearly 13 years, I am aging. I am pretty much semi-retired. I'm at the point where I'm just not going to push myself anymore. And I just sort of want a simple life. And at this point, I want to help those who want to do the same thing I did. And I'm going to be sharing all my knowledge that I possibly can in a course that I'm creating. But until then, I am showing you, because I've already listed some of my polish recipes, my exact polish recipes for high quality, high opacity, high special effect. I'm working on those too. Nail polishes, so you can make your own professional nail polish, either for yourself, just for fun, or for whatever reason, for pennies on the dollar. Or if you're already a brand, this will save you so much time, materials. I mean, you know how much we throw away when we're trying to come up with exactly the same color we have in our head and we just can't get it there. Well, these formulations will help you to be able to grab a recipe, do this exactly my same method. So today I'm sharing my exact same polish prototype methods that I use for no matter what kind of formula it is. And they are always consistent. They're always spot on. They're always perfection. I don't even remember a time that I messed up a batch. So in this video, I will be showing you my method, the tools I use, how I do it to make one little prototype at a time, get that little prototype perfect, and then just it's a matter of multiplying the ingredients to make bigger batches. So sit back, enjoy, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. And I just hope that my next adventure will be, we can do this together where you will be successful at what you're doing. And I'm just kind of gonna hand over the torch to you and let you guys run with it. Thank you so much, and let's get to it. So the first thing you're going to want to do is protect your workspace. I like to use these, they're actually puppy pads with like the coating or the plasticky part on the back. And then this is absorbent material on the front. So here it is all laid out. You can get these at Walmart. You know, you don't even have to use them. Just anything you can do to protect your workspace, like your countertop. This is actually a metal countertop that we use for our bathroom. Because that's where I'm filming right now, is in my bathroom, because it's got good lighting with this this window behind me. But you'll also want to protect your floors. Say hi to Ellie. So you want to protect your floors, your workspace, like your tables, whatever you're working on, especially if it's the stuff you use at your home. If it's like old crap you don't really care about, you can just you don't have to worry about that. You might have some old rickety tables or concrete floor you're working on. Like my actual workshop has a concrete floor, and it's great because of all the spills. Next, what you're going to want to do is lay out all the supplies you're going to need. So they're all right there. And as you can see, I've got the nail polish bottles right here, the caps and the brushes. If you buy these from the Amazon link I have there, a lot of those will come with the cap and the brush, and even some of the balls inside the bottles. So it should be a whole set or configuration. But like for this, like if you buy them separately, you'll have to put the brush inside. Well, first you put the ball in, fill it with your formula, which I'll show you later. Put the brush in, then the cap, and you got to screw that cap way down on there to get it locked in. When I first started, I didn't know how to assemble this thing. Even though it's so simple, it was a little bit confusing if you've never done it before. So then you have the stainless steel agitator balls, which there's 2 different sizes, and I'll talk about that later. And the little 1 ounce, they're actually souffle cups, but I love these because you can just toss them, you know, especially when you're a maker and you're starting from scratch and you're testing different formulations. You are going through a lot of prototypes, and sometimes they just, you know, you'll just be throwing these away. Throw. We try to like save what we can and bottle them and use them for later for nail art or whatever, but these do come in handy. It's not like having to clean out a glass dish or something constantly. And then the mixing sticks. These are just like 5-inch, I believe, stir sticks that are used for coffee. I have those linked to a shop down below. It's actually my daughter's shop, Wonder Beauty Products, and you can get some of these items from her. But again, it's great to just use these really thin wooden sticks because you are going to fly through them like crazy, and it's nice to just throw them out. I wish they would make these measuring spoons out of something disposable, because it would be a big hassle-free, time-saving hack to not have to like deal with cleaning these all the time. But I have linked these to the Amazon shop that has these. I like these ones that are labeled, and these are stainless steel. You'll never want to use any materials that are plastic that can disintegrate from nail polish base, because it is solvent based and it'll eat right through anything. A lot of, well, not all plastics, but a lot of plastics it'll just eat right through. So the reason I love these is because you can see right there. You don't have to guess which one is that, and is this the teaspoon, is that the half teaspoon. Sometimes when you're in a hurry or you're, you know, maybe just having an off day, it's easy to get them mixed up. So these are all labeled, you know, 3 of these teaspoons equal 1 tablespoon, which 1 tablespoon actually will fill 1 full-size 15 milliliter, see it says right there, 15 mil polish bottle. So, and then they're all graduated down. So a tablespoon, a teaspoon, half teaspoon, quarter teaspoon, and 1/8 of a teaspoon. I think sometimes you can even get them in a 1/16 of a teaspoon, but I just fill this halfway whenever I'm doing a 1/16. Now for the fun part, we're going to start mixing. So I like to keep all my bottles and packaging far away from anywhere where I'm mixing. So I just have it on here because of the demonstration, but you may want to keep all that somewhere else until you're ready to fill. So you take your little 1 ounce, and the reason I chose 1 ounce is so you don't have limited room when you're making a 15 mil or half ounce polish bottle. You don't want to fill it all the way to the top here, because then it's going to be difficult to pour it later, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But so this is a 1 ounce, and this capacity is a half ounce. So let's get started. Then you're going to take your measuring spoon, and whatever amount of base it says to use, you're going to fill that up, and you're going to dump it in to the disposable mixing cup. Then you're going to do the same thing with the colorants and pour it into your disposable mixing cup. If you need to add drops of another color, this is where you will do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just go slow to make sure you don't mess up. After you have all your ingredients in, you're going to mix thoroughly. I like to hold it so it doesn't like go all over the place. Now your formula should be about 3/4 of the way full in this cup, which would technically be 3/4 of an ounce. But because of the waste on the side, it ends up filling this bottle nearly perfectly. Now it's time to place the agitator balls. Like I said, there's 2 different sizes. I recommended the smaller ones, the 4, what they call the 4.5 millimeter size. These right here, okay, so these are 4.5 millimeters. These are 5.6 millimeters. These are quite a bit heavier, and I've actually had them break, like when I used to use thinner wall glass bottles, they would sometimes break or crack the bottles. So be mindful of that. I would use 2 of these to start off with. If you ever have a heavy duty durable bottle like what I use for SuperChic, one of these bigger, heavier bottles is sufficient, or balls is sufficient. But these, I like the way that these cut through, but you don't want your bottles cracking, so just be careful of that. I've placed 2 of the smaller 4.5 millimeter agitator balls in the bottle. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. I don't like using a funnel just because the funnel, if you've ever used a funnel, it gets clogged up and then it doesn't want to go through the little narrow neck. So I've had a lot of luck just kind of squeezing this like this and going very slowly and filling that bottle this way. I'm looking at my camera, so I hope it doesn't get all over the bottle now. But I do very well doing this. And it just about fills. Actually, my bottle, even though it's marketed as a 15 ml bottle, it's really more like 18 ml. So usually I have to kind of top that off and adjust my formula a little bit. So top it off, and then you take the brush and the cap and you'll screw it on. Once it's screwed on, I like to shake it really well, get the rest of that, like if you've topped it off with any kind of base. And there you have it. And I got a little bit of red polish there because I made a mess on myself. But there you go. And that is the general rule of mixing. Now, like I started to say, if you don't want stuff getting splashed all over you, this will really help. Okay, see this bottle. When you shake it, it causes some pressure inside. So if you don't release this pressure by opening this just a little bit, I'm trying to do it with one hand, but you need to release this a little bit to get the air out, then open the top and it'll keep it from splashing out. Even that, see, I squeezed it and it's wanting to bubble out. But at least it's not like squirting all over you. So one last thing, you're gonna wanna test your formula for opacity and make sure you got it the way you're intending. Sometimes you'll want to make a jelly, sometimes you'll want to make a crelly, but if you're going for high opacity or any formulation, you just got to adjust it, adjust the pigment ratio to your liking. And so this, if you can see here, you can see right through that nail. Do you see that? You can see right through it. So in my opinion, if I'm going through for a high quality, high opacity cream, nope, I gotta like make it more opaque. Oh, one last thought before I go. Okay, so do you see this squirt bottle? It's a condiment squirt bottle, but it's not a colored one. It's not for ketchup or mustard. This one is natural color, which that way you can see how much product is in it, as well as, you know, that colored one would probably, I don't know, maybe would come off into your batch. But if you're multiplying, once you get your your final prototype done, and you're going to multiply that and put them in a bigger batch to disperse into multiple bottles, those come in handy because that little nozzle goes right inside the neck of the nail polish bottle, and you just carefully squeeze it till it all comes up. And you don't want to go up into the neck area, stay just a tiny bit below the neck. That leaves room for expansion. And then when it goes through the mail system, you're good. It probably will not burst the bottle. So that's the last thought I had that I needed to share with you.